Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Dominion Gaming TV. My name is Wolf and I am bringing to you some more Starcraft 2 action and in fact some more HSL Grand Final action. Today I am bringing to you Game 2 of Shadowz versus Rival. So let's introduce our players. One in the bottom left hand side in the pink on the map Daybreak. We have ourselves Shadowz, the team captain for Melbourne High. In the top right hand side we have ourselves the other Protoss player who ended up playing Zerg in the in the semi-finals. He is the team captain for Nazareth College. His name is Rival. Yes, Rival. Now let's quickly talk about what's been happening. So basically the funny thing is I've been casting I've started casting the games in between the Iron Squid Grand Finals, which is somewhat amusing. Because there's like at least a 30-minute break that gives me time to cast like at least a game each break and still just relax and get ready for the next matchup. So that's kind of awesome. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about that and get on with the game. Last game we saw a very standard play and there was no deviation until Rival decided to do a Phoenix opener. That opener did not actually do a whole lot of damage. It killed off one or two probes, but in the end didn't do a whole lot. In that fact, both the players were basically at a standstill until Shadowz had a large number of Blink Stalkers sitting outside the base and denying the just denied a whole lot of mining from Rival, getting his natural quicker, getting his third quicker, and but in the end didn't end up getting his tech up quicker, and was ended up deciding to go for a base race. I don't know if that was the best choice he could have gone, but that was his choice that he made and ended up paying for it in the end. Called GG after 25 minutes of a game in Blizzard seconds, that is. So this game, let's see what happens, see if they change it up a bit, see if there's going to be like a Death Ball versus Death Ball dance in the middle. Daybreak is okay for that sort of thing, especially if you decide to fight around this section here in the late game. You generally want to fight on this massive concave and not push through for this massive concave. If you're going to attack them, you'll want to go around a different way maybe. Daybreak is actually quite a good solid map. Probably one of my favorites. There's basically this, you got your main and you have a natural just down the ramp with quite a large opening, which can be negated just by building a forge. Oh, I guess if you're versing Zerg, you can build a forge and a gateway and pylon cannon, and you got your nexus here, and you can negate a lot of damage, or you can just go like pylon, gate, forge or something, and it works. But we're playing PvP here, and let's see what is happening. Warpgate is coming along quicker for Shadowz, and in fact rushing for Stalker and completely negating. No, he got the Zealot. He's going for a Zealot Stalker rush. No, he's going for a 4-gate. Considering this is a best of 3, I guess he decided to go into game 2 doing a 4-gate and doing what he knows, chrono boosting into Cybernetic Core. This is going to be deadly. Pylon going down over here at the 4th, and if that Stalker sees it, is that Stalker going to come up here? No, it is not. The probe will not be scattered. The Stalker is the probe is going to be coming in here and putting down his proxy pylon. Stalker going to be coming back up here. If he can kill off the probe, it's going to be a really hard game for him here. And he sees it. He sees the probe. He's going to be going for it. The probe trying to block the path of the Rival. Rival will be able to force field down if he wants to. Pylon's going down here. The Zealot is going to be killed, as well as the Zealot for Rival, but taking some hull damage. Now, there's the full 4 gates is not actually being worked here, and the probe almost dying there. More Stalkers are being warped in here, but an Immortal is coming in on the way to be able to hold this off. Another Sentry to be able to force through again. Only half of the Stalkers get through, but he can warp onto the high ground if he needs to. If he needs to warp into the high ground as soon as possible and put down a pylon up here, he can do that now. One probe's being pulled, one Zealot is warped in, getting this round onto the Zealot. The Zealot is going to be pushing in, more Zealots being warped in. An Immortal is now out, so it will be able to do more damage to these Stalkers. The 4-gate is pushing into the main base. More Zealots are able to be walked in. Probes being pulled off the line again. Stalkers and Immortal are just going to be doing as much as they can with these probes to try and do what they can, but more Zealots are walking in to tank in the shots while the Stalkers do the damage. The damage, kill off, just sniping off probes. The economy of Rival is shot right now. They're just going to be retreating back into what they can do. It's probably going to be going in and maybe pick off a pylon here or two, keep on warping in. Zealots doing what they can. The Immortal are going to be focus firing down the Stalkers, but have to run away because of the Zealots. Zealots going to be doing a whole lot of damage to the Immortals, and they do not want that. There's some more Stalkers are being warped in here. Zealots are going to be focus firing down the Stalkers of Shadowz. Shadowz going to be keep on moving in, but there's actually quite a few units here. There's he's pushing back the 4-gate. The Immortal and the Zealots and the Stalkers are able to push them back. Going to be trying to go up the ramp again, but the Immortal will be enough to hold it, and Shadowz is repelled. This 4-gate has failed for him. Now let's see what exactly can happen in this situation. The 4-gate failed. What is he going to do? Is he just going to continue with the all-in, or is he going to expand behind this? I do not know. But either way, what looked like a game was held by Rival, and it was held really well. Luckily, that was the case. Now, just going to be pushing out here to try and clear out any more pylons if he sees them. And he's going to be able to do a whole lot of damage. He's going to micro against the Zealots and Warpgate field the ramp. Almost, I'm not sure if that was, yeah, that was the Sentry force fielding now. I'm not too sure what he was, the Shadowz Sentry force fielding, maybe to try and pick off their Sentry. I don't know. Either way, something he used up that thing in the Sentry, so it looks like he's just going to be going for continuing to get out Immortals and units over here. He's actually supply blocked and is currently only building two pylons at once back at his main. Speaking of his main, he hasn't really built a whole lot other than this robo facility. Can't really do a whole lot with it. Now I'm going to be pushing down again with the 2 Immortals, and no, deciding to back up. The robotics bay is on the way, which will be able to get out the Colossus real soon, but deciding to back completely off here and just sacrifice that pylon and just move back and go back to base. Now the Observer is on the way for Shadowz at his robotics facility, and he will be able to check out what his opponent is doing tech-wise. The robotics bay is on the way for our Protoss player Shadowz, playing for Marauder High. He's still looking to put on a bit of pressure here, deny some scouting other than that whole Observer thing, and really he'll realize that both of them don't really have anything, and they're actually quite even, other than the fact that Rival has 2 Immortals and a Colossus on the way. That's going to be a big up for him. Extended thermal lance also on the way. Rival does have the compositional advantage, but there is quite a few Zealots there, but deciding to back up and more than likely take and expand for Shadowz, or maybe he's just going to go for some sort of timing 1-base all-in. But since Rival did have that earlier robotics facility, he was able to get out the earlier Immortals and will be able to do a whole lot of damage to whatever Colossus timing that Shadowz tries to pull here, especially since Immortals do so much damage to armored, 50 damage to the armored Colossus, and the Colossus is classified as armored, I think. Or mechanical. Okay, so I think it takes a little bit extra damage because it's mechanical. Either way, I know that Immortals do extra damage to Colossus, and Immortals are good units versus the Colossus. That's why I try and favor the Immortal over Colossus in PvP. Now, Rival does have this a larger force, but Shadowz deciding to just fall back to his natural and expand behind this, but from the looks of it, Rival wants none of this and just wants to push out across the map and put a whole ball of hurt onto Shadowz. So we got a below 100 supply death ball here coming here from each player, and the extended thermal lance is what's going to make or break this. He's going to go over towards the 3rd and see if he's got it, and just sees that it's not there. We'll put down the pylon and use it as a forward location to warp in more units. But I think Shadowz realizes that there's something coming here, but he doesn't exactly know what, so he's going to send out a probe just to check it out. Now there's there's a lot of Zealots here actually, and 2 2 Colossus. The 2 Colossus will be quite handy in the coming battle, but another Colossus is on the way for rival. Shadowz does have the army advantage in the supply side of things, but that's more than likely because he's also getting those probes, those extra probes are taking up that supply. Now rival are going to be slowly moving up, warping in more units, and there's a lot of zealots here, but I don't think that will be enough considering there's a whole load of Colossus with extended thermal lens, so this is going to be scary. 3 Colossus now is here. Guardian Shield going up, we're going to be moving in here. The Stalker's taking the damage. Zealots just going to be engaging here. The Immortals just burst down with 1, now 2 of the Colossus. 2 Colossus are now down. Now that 3 Colossus advantage is now next to nothing. The extended thermal lance on the Colossus is going to be doing a whole lot of damage, but all the army of rival is now dead, and he has to back off here. He's going to lose 1 of his Colossus, and now almost 2. He did not have the better engagement there. He just lost a lot of his resources. I thought that the extended thermal lance would have been enough, but it turns out that it wasn't. He is actually on next to no units. He's only got 4. He's only got that 1 Colossus and 15 probes. What has he got? Zealot was warped in, and over here at the natural, over here at the 4th and was sent in. I wonder when that was. In fact, it could have been like 13 minutes, I guess. I have no clue, but I did not realize that that was happening. So maybe as soon as he saw the army there, he warped in a zealot. Yeah, he did. Is that this time? He sent it directly across, and there was nothing warped in here at the main, because it was all focused on the front, and he lost the battle at the front. Now let's look at that again, just quickly. War times times faster. So it turns out that the extra Colossus actually did enough damage in the small time that it was alive, and it turns out that all the Stalkers were tanking, which is not what you need. You want your Zealots to tank, and there was just a sheer larger number in army supply there for Shadowz. The Colossus were focus firing on the Zealots instead of the important things such as the Stalkers. The Stalkers were able to survive. More Zealots were being warped in here. Although the Zealots were low, they did end up doing a whole lot of damage, and was just able to do enough damage and to be able to beat the force of Shadowz. And with that, the Zealot was here in the main killing off probes, so GG was called, and so that makes the game 1-1. Shadowz is now on 1, rival now on 1, taking it to a 3rd game. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Wolf. I'll see you guys next time.